Hi, everyone. Schoolhouse Intuitive. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm here for the Libra Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, any placement, but everyone is welcome. In this reading, we're going to focus on the new moon in Scorpio. So this reading is going to have, we'll use a variety of tarot and oracle cards, and I'll share channeled messages as I receive them. So, Libra Collective. So depending on where you are, this new moon is going to be the 19th or the 20th of November. And it's interesting to me because I've been kind of like connecting it, reflecting and connecting this Scorpio new moon to tarot, as I do with basically everything. I always connect it to tarot cards. But Scorpio is the death card, right? It's transformation. And what's interesting is this is a new moon though. So I find that interesting. It's like basically the ultimate reset energy, ultimate transformation. Coming in right after that, the very most powerful of the year, actually, Supermoon that we just had around the 5th. And I just feel that this is really a chance to clear old cycles, reset, and move forward with better alignment. And look at this. It's time to take action. New moon in Aries energy. Okay, so we're going to ask the tarot several questions today. What you're releasing, what old patterns, fears, situations no longer serve you, what we have coming in, any sort of spiritual guidance to help manifest, to get more clear, more balanced, right, Libra friends? And of course, we'll see about, we'll check into the angels and through angel numbers, and we'll get animal cards too, as we always do. So, okay. And then a new romantic cycle begins, new moon in Libra. I like that this is a new moon reading and we're getting 2 new moon cards right away. Our opposite sign of Aries and then us. And I feel like this energy is so unique with this moon because, like I said, it's like it's an ending and a beginning wrapped up into one, and it's at the end of a year. And yeah, this new moon in particular, yes, new beginnings. Definitely set your intentions, okay, and just a big reset. I was hearing just now clairaudiently, like a recoiling, but it feels like there's this energy, just like opposite energies. And then interestingly enough, we get Aries and Libra, which are opposites. So yeah, it's like releasing what you no longer want or need. And it's also, you can plant new seeds. It's a very powerful time. Okay. It's just, I don't know. We'll see what the cards have to say though. Okay, so don't let your past hold you back. South Node. Already getting right into that transformational energy, right? Okay. Already getting in there, not letting anything hold us back, friends. And this is a change that's been coming for a long time for a lot of you. It feels like that stagnant energy is going to be able to move out finally. Oh my goodness. And look at this. You get the ultimate new moon card. A new start is coming. By the way, all the decks I use are down below. We're going to move into some tarot cards now. We'll revisit oracle cards in a little bit though, and throughout. So this is the Out of Hand Tarot by Jamie Sawyer, 2022 edition. Found them on Etsy. Libra. So our first card, let's see. Overall energy for the new moon for Libra. So this could be like kind of the core influence of this Scorpio new moon. Okay. Cards are quiet today a little bit. Let's see. First card out. Oh my, 10 of Wands. Yep, and that's what's clarifying that time to take action. So the 10 of Wands, as you can see, they're carrying a lot. And you've been getting the 10 of Wands a lot lately. Yeah. And this can certainly be feeling overloaded, responsible for like everything. It's that card that kind of represents the struggle is real, But they are still pushing forward, right? Still moving forward, even though it might be hard. But 10 is completion. But then it goes to a 1. So 1 and 0 is 1. which is then a new beginning. So right away, you have a card of what I would consider transformation, because you're ending a cycle, and then what comes next? A new cycle. So you could be shedding old patterns, releasing any sort of energetic weight that's been weighing you down, and just stepping out of a cycle that is it's run its course. It's done, right? You might be done with something or someone. What else do we have? We have an Ace of Cups. That's what's clarifying a new romantic cycle begins. Very nice. And so this could pertain to any area of your life, by the way. It doesn't have to be romantic. It could be something that you love, something you've really been wanting to call in. And so with this energy, yeah, you have a 10, an ending, and then you have this new beginning with an ace. And so it could be maybe even your feelings change, or you get some new creative energy with it. You know, and it's not just, I mean, moon cycles last a while. It's not like just on the day of the new moon that all of this happens, right? But I feel like you could really be feeling a big shift in the energies. What else do we have? Still wanting to know in general what it's bringing in. And there's an Eight of Swords. Okay, so sometimes with the Eight of Swords, we're kind of feeling a little trapped, a little stuck. And that's, funny enough, that's what you have clarifying. Don't let your past hold you back. Could be all wrapped up in a certain situation, or your emotions might still be wrapped up. Let me just turn this so you can see a little better. Okay. And yeah, it's like, get out of our own head, you know, free ourselves. Not letting anything hold us back. Oh wow. So underneath this new start, you have a Nine of Swords. That's your classic nightmare card, right? Just there's like so much mentally going on. It could be leading to some sleepless nights. Really just try, like, it can be certainly overanalyzing, being stuck in a pattern of repeat, not really knowing necessarily how to get yourself out, maybe even feeling hopeless to some degree. Then we have the Six of Pentacles. And what I always love about the Six of Pentacles is, there we are, Libra, our Libra scales. Even though this is Pentacles and we're swords, it doesn't matter. It's, anyone could be anything in tarot. But you can see that there's giving and receiving. Okay, there's some balance here. So again, it's like you're giving something up. What is that for you, Libra? What are you ready to give up in order to make room for this new start, this new moon cycle, this new energy? Okay, this could also be just something that has been very out of alignment in general, and needing to make some kind of choice here. And you might be choosing yourself and your own well-being. And that might feel foreign to you. Ten of Pentacles, though. And I love that under a new start coming, because it's everybody's there. They're having some fun. It's a card that is about family, mostly, not always, but a lot of the times it's about family, and you deciding who your family is for you. Okay. Notice the pit bull here. Looks like a pit bull. Guess it could be a Staffordshire Terrier as well, but yeah, this is, and it looks like a little corgi dog. So you may resonate with either of those. But the Ten of Pentacles, and they're the grapes, and it's like something in the environment hasn't really necessarily been working based on these other cards. But with the Ten of Pentacles arriving, there's a new possibility here, and it's for long-term success and stability. So in comes some security, but you're going to have to get ourselves out of this pattern of repeat. Okay, this maybe hypercritical thinking even. So let's see now what we have for, I want to look into, speaking of which, let's look into the emotions and mind. So what's shifting mentally and emotionally for Libra underneath this new moon? What's shifting? A burden clarified by the Queen of Cups. I think you're getting clear as far as what's been holding you back, if you weren't quite sure, or if you have something that is holding you back, maybe you finally it's like a problem being solved. So this is about confusion clearing up for you. you know, where your perspective shifts and your intuition gets stronger with that Queen of Cups and Ace of Cups. Oh, wasn't quite. All right, let's see. What else do we have? Six of Swords. And there we are, moving on. Moving into a new cycle. And that's what's clarifying that Ace of Cups. And you'll see they have their passport. They're filling out some paperwork. They're all ready to go, right? It looks like they're at the airport. Yep. So this is certainly that's one of the major cards of transformation, of transition, I should say, of transition. So some of you may be just taken off, you know, or at least emotionally, because that's what we're looking into, right? Emotionally and mentally letting go and moving into a much calmer energy, one that's way more supportive for you, that's more balanced, like that Six of Pentacles. So this Scorpio energy can reveal secrets, right? Hidden truths, hidden motives, your own truth, what's been calling you. Look at Page of Swords. And it could be some sort of announcement for you. You can see they're on air, it looks like, and either giving a message, receiving a message. I also feel it's about sharing information. So you may have some new information that comes to you. And I'm going to say it could be about your past. You might learn a secret, as I said, with the Scorpio things being hidden, right? And then also for the mind and emotions, we have the Nine of Pentacles. This is great. Okay, Nine of Pentacles underneath that new start is coming. This is like being self-sufficient and really focusing. Nine of Pentacles, they have that Falcon there. They've trained it. They've trained their focus there. And I love it sitting on top of this Ten of Pentacles, because it shows me basically that, you know, you're taking necessary steps to develop something, to move from one phase to another, to enable yourself to be able to move into maybe even a lifestyle that's more self-sufficient, more rewarding in some way. It's success. Moving into a much more successful start, and you'll feel it. This portion of the reading is about your feelings, your emotions, right? Speaking of which, let's move into relationships and connections. We'll look at, this could be any relationship, right? Romantic, friendship, family, anyone you're energetically connected to. Okay, so maybe like balance, reciprocity, Five of Swords. Okay, so here we have maybe needing to get a little strategic. It does feel like this can be sort of it's usually a winning at all costs kind of energy, but it looks like, I mean, they're cheating to win something. And you know, if you have found out that in a relationship, for example, someone hasn't been honest with you, let's just say if you didn't know yet, you will know. You'll start knowing. Okay, during this, it's not going to be necessarily right on that new moon though. Okay, it's not going to be like right today. I don't feel that, because I feel like there's mystery with this moon. It feels as though it's like tucked away almost. So it kind of feels like whatever's been tucked away is going to come to the surface. Okay, and we have the Two of Swords, and it's gonna cause you, Libra, to have to make a tough decision regarding whatever this relationship is, this connection. But it's all for that new start, right? You might be. Some of you are going to be guided towards a new connection, and others are going to be guided away from a new connection. You're not letting your past hold you back. And there's the Queen of Wands. And that is somebody who, as we say in every reading, because we get this card almost every reading, no matter which deck I use, nothing stops a Queen of Wands. She does not care what other people think. She's not going to let the past hold her back. Nothing will hold this person back. So maybe that's your energy. You know, this is about self-assurance. There's nothing wrong with being proud of something, you know, of your accomplishments, being, proud of your creations, even for a lot of you. I'm actually hearing a name like Lizzie right now too, or even Lila. And you have so you have the King and the Queen of Wands. All right. So when I see the King of Wands, because of the salamanders on here, I usually think of like going through the fire and surviving. So a lot of you, you have this new start, you've created it, you earned it, and you are ready for the next chapter. The King of Wands, much like the Queen of Wands, this is bold, right? This is a charming, witty person. We're talking about relationships, but it could be, this person could be a natural born leader, an entrepreneur in some way. Card flew out, the Ace of Wands. Yeah, you're being encouraged to take action with regard to a certain connection or relationship, whatever we want to call it. All right, now I do want to look at career and money. Let's see, money, career. Let's see, money and career. I like this deck for money and career, actually. Let's see, what is the new moon bringing in for Libra? I am hearing travel for some of you. You might actually have the opportunity to travel, go on some sort of journey, because I'm getting this sort of like bags are packed energy. Oh my goodness. And look, they're heading right out the door. This is the Fool card. So for a lot of you, this is a nice turnaround. This is going to affect your overall stability. Okay, this Scorpio new moon is going to be good for your long-term plans. I can tell you that because overall you had that 10 of Pentacles. I feel like it has to do, though, with, you're definitely going to need to take action on something you've been drawn to for a while. Could be creative endeavors, could just be something you're absolutely passionate about. Okay, and you have someone over here moving, you have another person traveling, and now you have the Fool card, and it's like, get ready, because this is about new opportunities and breakthroughs. Okay, there are shifts that are aligning for you, Libra. You're going to plant the seeds that actually stick this time. Something will actually grow. You've been stuck. But you have to be optimistic too. Now, with the moon, funny, we're doing a new moon reading, and here's the moon. There is something about it there is some sort of maybe anxiety or fear, confusion, and just there's something, because now they're bringing me back. My guides are bringing me back to the relationship. There's just something about possibly like there's just not trusting a certain someone or situation, and needing to like call back your energy. And this would be a great time to do that with the Scorpio new moon. It really would be a great time for that. So whether it's, business partnerships or family stuff or whatever, it's like calling your energy back and kind of resetting. It's an ultimate reset. Okay, this new moon. What else do we have? Libra career. Now make sure you're going over documents and things like that carefully. Something could feel a little unclear before you sign up for something, right? Or sign a contract, or even decide you're going to switch internet providers. Make sure you get you're very clear, and that there are no hidden costs and fees and stuff like that. And then you also have the Knight of Wands. All this wand energy, right? All this fire energy, very, very bold. Again, this is someone who's ready for whatever, right? They're moving towards the opportunities that come their way. They almost don't even have to think about it. They're not quite king queen status yet. You have that though in this reading already, but it's kind of you might feel for some of you like it's like you've moved forward in some areas, but then when it comes to career, you might be feeling as though you're entering a time where you're having to kind of take a step back, or you're kind of new at something again. And that's okay. It's okay to be new. You're not new at life, right? I look at the analytics for this channel, and you're not new at life. Most of you are like, in your 40s, 50s, a lot of you. So, you have wisdom, you have experience to draw from. But for a lot of you, we're going to have to say goodbye to something that hurt in the past regarding our career, regarding our finances. Maybe there was some sort of heartbreak or deception tied to money in some way. I do very much feel that. And it's like, I get this energy of like feeling like, oh, back to the drawing board, but maybe we could reframe that and be a little, more optimistic. Full card, hello, right? And we need to bring fresh hope and optimism into our transition, this change we're trying to make. We want to set it off, on the right foot. We want to go in this direction with an open heart, like with that Ace of Cups, with maybe some new strategies, Five of Swords. Okay. And definitely the enthusiasm all at once, and being able to, again, but it's going to be about balance. Some of you need to watch out for burnout. I'm going to tell you that. Okay. You need to watch out for burnout. And also some of you too, that's why it's kind of like start small. Maybe you want to take on some sort of temporary work or volunteer or something before really fully committing, if that's possible. I mean, a lot of places, either they're not hiring or they need someone badly and they're like, we need full time. But I wonder if there's some way that you can, you know, negotiate with them as far as if you don't want to do something like full time immediately. So that's a possibility. I do hear I'm getting something about rewards right now. Maybe some of you are cashing in on some sort of rewards, almost like points. I'm feeling that. Maybe you just did that, or you're about to, or you are thinking, oh, wait, that is a guy, I should cash in on my rewards. But it could also be like a karmic cash in, cashing in on that good karma, you know. Let's see what else we have. I'm going to need to take your time to, and rest though, okay, if needed. So, Four of Cups. Yeah. It is important to take advantage of the right opportunity when it comes your way. Some of you might be kind of in that mode where nothing has looked, they're giving me the word delicious, and I don't know why, but I'm hearing nothing's looked delicious yet. Things have just looked kind of meh, it'll get the job done. It's okay, I guess, It's like, as far as food, having something delicious that you really want versus, I'll eat this protein bar. It'll give me the energy I need. Sure, why not? But really, we really need to try to, let's get excited here with the opportunities that are coming our way. There's one in particular, Libra, that will be better than just okay. All right, as you make these shifts. So what else do we have with regard to any of this so far? Actually, clarifying anything at all. Let's see. I don't know. I know how to connect it. They'll connect me. Okay, you have the Lovers. Yeah. I even though they're holding hands, I feel like one person's hanging on to an energy more than the other. Maybe you're feeling it too in this card, but it feels like I get this. You could be dealing with somebody who's very hot and cold. There are a couple sides to this person. It's just they've maybe been in and out too of your life, or it could even be, if it's career and jobs, it could be you making this choice and not really fully investing. Something's maybe kind of aligned in this partnership. There's some harmony, but I also really feel that there are some regrets here. I do feel that off this card. There's something that's not quite aligned. And the Lovers wants us to make a choice that is totally in alignment. Or that's the interpretation I'm getting. Right. That's what I'm feeling right now off of it. But I do feel one person is hanging on more than the other. If it's a relationship, but again, it could be your relationship to something, not a someone. And it feels as though too, I'm getting like you're being called back. So either you're being called back. There's also something to you could be being called back to a job or a relationship, but there's also something, some two things I'm getting clairaudiently. They're giving me something about valid through. So look at dates as far as, I don't know if it's like your license or something, but something needs to be verified, or you could be going through filling out some paperwork for a new position coming up, Libra. And I'll say within the next 28 days, because it is a new moon cycle. Okay. So again, it might not be tomorrow, but it could be by the end of the year. So, and also the other thing they were giving, yeah, because I'm getting like credit check too. So you could have submitted an application for something, and they're going to be verifying things like identity and that sort of thing. Change your passwords too and your pins. For some of you, you need to hear that, or you just did that. Okay, so that's another. There was one other thing, and they don't want me to say it yet, and I don't know why. So I can't say it yet. Okay, so let's see whoa. Oh, okay, we have 3 cards. It was this one, then this one. Oh, okay. Okay, so now we have the Tower, we have the Chariot, and we have the 4 of Pentacles. Yeah, I really feel like security-wise, you really need to just be mindful. I'm not trying to scare anyone. That's not what I do here. I'm not into that myself. So Yeah. But I do feel with this Four of Pentacles, and I just talked about validity, identity, and they gave me PIN in caps, which means your personal identification number, maybe changing your pins, and then they give me a safe. Like you want to make sure you're keeping your information secure, okay, your identity and stuff like that, keeping it secure. And so with the Tower card, though, uh, there's something here that's been, what I'm hearing clairaudiently, fundamentally off. There's something that is just not working. And this could be any area of your life now. Something needs that almost like a wrecking ball to come in and reset everything. That's it, and whether you want to or not, that's up to you, right? Because this is only a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Okay, but this is part of that, like what spirit really wants you to know during this transformative moon. Well, be prepared, because there could, for some of you, for a lot of you maybe, be some sort of tower. Now, the tower doesn't have to be huge, it doesn't have to be scary, and it doesn't necessarily have to directly involve you. But there's going to be some shifts, there's going to be some change. And generally, it's kind of sudden, but this is great because for some of us, we have been resisting change. And that's when universe will come in, our guides, whatever you want to call it, God, whoever, whatever you believe in, that's when they come in and they help us shift gears. They help point us in the right direction. And that's the next card that came after the Tower. You have the Chariot. So we've had a lot of Cancerian energy too in this reading, as well as fire energy. So I just want to acknowledge that. And I mean, really, you have a lot of Pentacles too. You have a lot of stuff, right? But I do want to say that you certainly have a Cancerian energy here too. So you're gonna, this shift that could just come in, whether you called it in or not. Again, only for some of you, it's going to help point you in the right direction. It's going to give you a new perspective on things. For example, let me give you a concrete example. You could find out something that's been hidden, and I'm actually getting, for some of you, it's been hiding in plain sight. I don't like to say this, but I feel for some of you, there could have been some sort of dishonesty in a particular relationship with you, whether it's business or even if it's not a relationship, it could be, you find out someone had been, trying to get an application, something in your name, and they're not you. So there could be something like that based on the other messages they just gave me. But it could also be that, well, this is really interesting actually, because I'm actually getting a bit of relief. Some of you, it's like you find out that someone's been dishonest, their lies are exposed, or something is exposed for what it is, and it actually turns out to be you somehow, it's like you've changed your perspective, and you're like, that was like a blessing in disguise. Only it wasn't ever in disguise. It's kind of like you already knew, the signs were already there. Okay, now this is only going to pertain to some of you. It's pretty randomly specific. It's pretty detailed. So it's really only going to pertain to like one or two of you. But it's like this exposure or finding out this information turns out to be good. It turns out to be good news. Okay. Well, that's kind of a relief. I mean, I feel it's a relief. But it's like you're the one who you get to choose how you're going to view something with this Chariot card. Okay. So, and you can, there will be a tough decision possibly you're going to have to make. I am getting something about, I'm hearing something about cameo, like a cameo. It could be, do you have like your mom's or your grandmother's or somebody's like necklace and you're wearing it, or you touch the necklace? So I'm getting that. It's kind of like a claircognizant kind of message coming in. I'm actually getting ultimate confirmation. So somebody out there, yes, you have your grandmother's or your aunts or whatever is their necklace. Actually could also be a pin or something, but it's like, those cameos. I don't know how to describe it. It's like a carved woman, and that's what they're giving me. So yeah, so you have it's like kind of, I'm getting acknowledgement right now that that they're like by your side, like helping you through, helping you navigate this shift. Okay. And I'm feeling a little emotional right now for some there. I'm connecting with somebody there. Okay. So yeah, it doesn't happen every reading, but someone's strongly coming in right now for somebody out there. Okay. I know it's tough with the general reading, but okay, now they're gone. So all right. So thank you. Yeah, you're going to get the kind of the confirmation from spirit that you need. Okay. But for some of you, I feel like whatever has just happened and whatever you're leaving, um, you may have even not even been like honest with yourself in some way. And I feel like you also could have felt stuck when you're not truly stuck. Okay. Getting that too. And that's really shifting. And I feel like, you know what? You didn't waste time. You didn't waste energy. Here's the thing. We have to go through the fire sometimes, right? And come out as the phoenix in order to really appreciate the journey. Okay. And it's whatever's happened, it's actually, this experience is going to help you move forward. It's kind of like chalk it up to a lesson learned, and now you know better. I'm just gonna, I mean, that could be the title. It's like, now you know better. Okay. You're not going to let that happen again. And I want to tell you, bad things happen to good people all the time. They do. And I feel like right now, what I've noticed in the collective energy is there are a lot of things happening randomly to people that are wonderful people. And you're like, what did they do to deserve that? Like, it's not about that. It's not about that. It has nothing to do with if you're a good person or not. Stuff can feel random. I have different beliefs. Everybody has their own beliefs, but, some people believe that, we sign up for this life before we get here. Like our soul signs up to come back to earth and go through the things we go through. So whether that's your belief or not, it's something to think about. It's like, something to think about. You don't have to agree, right? Just, but sometimes we are someone else's lesson too. Sometimes things will happen in our life, and actually that was a lesson for somebody else. Yeah, we might have been hurt by it, but it was actually their lesson. And yeah, we probably got a lesson from it too. I feel like we're always learning stuff here, planet Earth, But yeah, so there's that. I think you're not going to let that happen again. I think for some of you, like, you might be called to even revisit, or to recount. Even they're saying like recount or recount. So that's because they clairvoyantly gave me recount. So I'm not sure if like you're needing to recount something and make sure everything's there. You want to double check something, or if that's how like you discover something, by kind of going over something, or it could be that you're asked to tell your story. So if you're a writer, for example, this is like you're basically being given like a pat on the back, like go for it, So if you're thinking of putting your content out there or anything, that's I do get like a go ahead, a green light for that. I look at the bottom of the deck and you have the 3 of Wands. So yeah, that's like, get ready for some expansion here for a lot of you. Okay, there's a big opportunity here on the horizon, and it absolutely could be travel, but it is coming in after a loss. But it's perfect time for transformation. Okay. And by the way, I'm going to tell you, your intuition is going to be heightened. Your psychic sensitivity, all of it, it's going to be heightened. So be ready for the inner guidance. Let's get some guidance, actually. Let's get a final tarot card. Unless I might need to clarify it. I don't know. They'll have to tell me. 4 of Swords. Like I said, you want to avoid that burnout. You want to really get clear. And as I just said, you're going to have heightened intuition and psychic sensitivity. And now look, you're getting 4 of Swords. That is all about you finding what works for you, whether it's scrying. Looks like they have their mirror, they have their crystal ball, they have salt, they have a feather, they have candles, they have stones, they have it all, right? Find a way that works for you. What can help you feel balanced, centered, grounded? What is it going to be for you? Is it candle meditation is coming up right now? So maybe working with some of that fire energy. By the way, some of you may be very sensitive right now to the solar activity that's happening and the geomagnetic storms and all that. So, yeah, I know I've been very affected by it, and I've seen a lot of things happening around me, and I'm like, how did that happen? Or brand new appliances just all of a sudden fried. No idea why, but it's happening. Like I mean, I've had, like workers at my house multiple weeks in a row now for different things. Just this is, that's what's going on right now. We're getting some pretty northern lights out of it, though. Maybe some of you have been able to see the aurora. All right. And oh my, I wasn't even going to get another card and look. And you have the Empress, Libra. There's our card. We share it with Taurus. Bringing in those blessings. Bringing in those blessings. And the thing is, like, the Empress knows that she's in the flow. It's not even a question, right? This is the energy of all four queens. Okay. And this is like the seeds you're planting now will bear fruit. All right, let's see what else. I want to know a little bit about advice for releasing and shedding. Keep your heart open and be open to change. Okay, first quarter moon in Libra, new moon in Aquarius. Keep your heart open and be open to change. This makes total sense with this reading, with these cards. We started off with that. Ace of Cups, 10 of Wands. That's, something needs to change. Something's got to give, right? Keep your heart open. And detoxify with full moon in Taurus. And I give this, I talk about this example, you don't want to plant new seeds in old soil, right? It's not going to be very fertile soil, right? You want nice, new, fresh, right? So maybe some of you, that's part of that detox, right? Also, Libra, pay attention to details. In writing, when speaking, the details matter. There's something there. Okay, we want to make sure that we're attentive. Okay. So what else? What are we shedding and moving away from? Oh, full moon in Capricorn. Reality check. Take a reality check. Anything that's false. Authenticity was a big theme in this year's reading when I did it last November or December for this year. And so whatever is false, whatever is not aligning, whatever's fake, Libra's saying bye-bye. Right? What else? I want to know what else we're releasing. Let's get a surrender. Whoa, power of surrender card. Okay, surrender your attachment to your results. Again, that's like kind of like being in the flow, like the Empress, okay? Really, things just, you've done the right things, you've done this, and this, and now sometimes we just have to wait and have faith, right? And I know that's easier said than done, right? We're all going through our stuff, okay? I'm not trying to minimize that at all, okay? And it's important to feel the feelings and process and do the work and everything, right? And sometimes, you know what, Libra, I throw my hands up and I say, well, that just stinks. Like, that is just flat out not good. Like, I'm not one of those people on here that's like, oh, and everything's just beautiful and da da da. No, it's like sometimes stuff just sucks. Okay. And it's okay to say that and to be with that and to feel it. It's okay. We want to have a full array of emotions, right? That's what makes us human. We're here to have that emotional experience. So there's nothing wrong with, if you're having a bad day. We don't always have to be, I'm so, feeling all rainbows and sunshine and butterflies, right? It's not all like that. That's not life. That's not reality. So it's like facing reality. And here we have the formula for success is to do all you can to make things happen, then let go of the results. So if we hold on too tightly, a desired outcome can sabotage. Oh, if we hold on too tightly to a desired outcome, we'll suffocate it. We'll sabotage it. You try to hang on, if we can't like make a flower grow any faster. We can provide it with the support it needs, provide it with the environment, and then it's going to do its thing, right? And we have to have that trust. And that, I will tell you, is one of the hardest life lessons ever. And I feel like I'm always going to have work in progress when it comes to that. Maybe you feel the same way. Trusting it can be difficult, especially after, we're seeing what we're seeing here, where there's been some sort of, unfortunately, deception, or you've had this rocky history with somebody, and or with a something, with a job, a career, or something, or even a living situation or whatever. And it's like, or health wise too. And it's like, we have to be ready to let go of what's no longer aligned. We have to, right? In order to have that new life. So this is because, again, this is like death card ruling the reading here with Scorpio energy coming into this new moon reading. This is where the old cycle ends. This is what you're shedding, or this is like indication it's time to shed. We want the wish fulfillment. We want the new cycle. We want the new beginning. We can't do this and that. We're going to have to let go of that to get this, right? All right. Surrender the idea you can fix someone. There you go. That's the other thing, is I was going to use the example of like children, right? You can do so much for your kids or your grandkids, whoever it is, your niece, nephew, whatever. But then they're their own person, right? They have to make their own choices. It's time for a relationship to shift. It doesn't work to try to fix someone. So each person has to be accountable for their own healing. What else are we releasing and letting go of? Surrender to what is. Again, being in that flow, right? Being in the flow. Surrender to what is instead of fighting it. So when you can't change a situation, compassionately accepting it exactly as it is will bring you peace. Now, again, feel all the feelings though, right? You don't have to jump from, finding something out, or realizing something, or dealing with something difficult, and then you're just going to fight it and try to be happy quickly. No, it's like you need time. Be compassionate with yourself. Allow yourself to feel it all, to process. Work with whoever you need to work with, right? To be able to process, to let go. Then, maybe you can go back, you can go into this, acceptance and peace and all that. But we can't jump from big things to peace right away, right? So please do not put that pressure on yourself and on your healing on this journey, okay? Things happen in their own timing. I'm telling you, things too. Things. Surrender defensiveness. So this could be a big sign. So defensiveness is a sign of weakness, this says. To communicate in a more empowered way, stay centered, hear someone out, and offer a clear, non-defensive response. I didn't even know this card was in the deck. We have never had this card. I've never even seen it. So I don't know where she came from, but she's talking about, yeah. Well, we have other cards that came out. All right, looks like we're doing this. Okay. Surrender to the magic of who you are. Very Empress feeling, it feels very, again, you're that co-creator with spirit. I'm not going to read every single word. It's here if you want to read it. And surrender negative thinking, okay? It's like, yes, you have control of your thoughts. You can actually tell your brain, hey, thanks for letting me know. I'm going to move on now to my next thought. Okay. Like, thank you for sharing, brain, mind, whatever you want to call it. Maybe it's not, I don't know, it's the brain. I think it's the mind. Anyway, and they're not the same to me. Surrender to prayer. Yeah. So praying from the heart, and again, just, having some faith here that the work you've done up until now, things will unfold in time, in the way that they're supposed to, right? And but again, I'm not saying, oh, just be passive. I'm not about that. You know me, right? If you've been here before, you know me. I'm not like, oh, let's just be hopeful and that's all we need to do. No, we got to do the work too. We have to take action, right? If we have some things that need to be healed, we have to do that work too. So there's a lot of work that you've already done. A lot of you, some of you have more work you're doing. I feel as though I'm always going to be a work in progress in this school of life, and that's okay. I'm fine with that. All right. Let's see let's see what we're calling in. Oh, all right. Well, we have the High Priestess. So High Priestess, I was just talking about kind of like basically stages, and And, so we all heal on our own time and in our own way. And this is like you having that wisdom and really trusting yourself. If you don't know everything, Libra, right now, that's okay, because as you move forward on this path, as you take steps in action, you're going to learn new information and you're going to make adjustments. You don't have to get everything perfect, but sometimes we just need to take that step. Okay? Sometimes that's what we need to do. We need to just pick a direction. And I know that can be difficult, but sometimes we just have to do that. And we have to remember that, again, some of you are major creators, right? You're unique, you're special. And I'm going to say, actually, we're all unique and special, but I know there are a lot of like gifted artists and things and writers in the audience and musicians, and well, that's art too. But anyway, realizing that no one does it the way you do it. And so why not give it a try, right? If some of you need that little boost, you're like, oh, well, there are a lot of artists or there's a lot of musicians. Yeah, but they're not you. You have that special sauce. You got that special sparkle, whatever, like you do it your way. If you don't do it, I mean, no one else can jump in your shoes and do it. You were given your gifts for a reason. All right. So, new beginning, new cycle, wish fulfillment. Let's see. Whoa. What do we have? Oh, boy. All right. True love. Yowzers. Why say yowzers? That's not even what I normally say. Yowzers. It's safe for you to love and open your heart again. Duplicate message, right? Now this is actually 3 times now, because you have a new cycle begins, a new start's coming. It's time to take action. Then you had keep your heart open with this other card, this Moonology card, the Moonology manifestation card. And now you have it again in a totally different deck. Different creator. Safe for you to love again. Look what we have too. Okay, this reading is too much. I love this. You have closure too. It's like, well, first we need to have this, even though they came in reverse order. Or maybe this new love, this new person, place, thing that you discover that's born out of this time right now, maybe, just maybe, it'll help you get closure. Now, we like to have things in perfect order and all succinct, but sometimes it doesn't happen that way. Sometimes we, find something else we love, and it helps us release our energy from whatever else. So sometimes, but I will tell you, sometimes you're not going to get actual closure, right? You're not going to get that sit down conversation and everybody owns up to what they did and they apologize and blah, blah, blah. And no, it's sometimes you just have to realize that you deserve peace. And so you're choosing to free yourself from past energies. What else? If you enjoy this reading, please do like the video, subscribe, hype the video, leave a comment. That's all totally free. If you are interested in your other signs, I have another channel called Mantic Mystic, and I do readings there once or twice a week. Whoa. Become a member too here if you'd like. All right, freedom, sweet freedom. Okay. Without freedom, there's no creation. Let your spirit take flight. Again, embrace the magic of who you are. Your special capabilities, abilities, talents, skills. No one does it quite like you. Let's see what the animals have to say. Some animal healing cards. Powerful new moon in Scorpio, okay? We're clearing, we're transforming, renewing, stepping into the clarity, aligning. We're going to feel a lot more authentic to our souls here. Like we're doing what we came here to do, right? Releasing cycles, stepping in fully to our highest path. It's going to be a good one. They're all good. Card 53, Homecoming, Camel, Soul Star Chakra. And it's a long journey's coming to an end. It's time to return to your true home. celebrate the lessons learned, and receive the well-earned rewards. There's that word, remember? Rewards came in. Receive the well-earned rewards for your perseverance. Libra, you didn't give up to this point. Why now? Why give up now, right? You made it this far. You didn't, I always say, you didn't come this far to only come this far, right? What else for Libra? Libra, Libra. Okay. Libra, Libra. Limitless, Otter, card 30, heart chakra. Dream bigger. Dream bigger. So much more is possible than you're allowing yourself to see. Let yourself have what you truly desire. And you know what? For some of you, when I say release to have something new, I don't mean you can't have it all. Well, who says? Maybe it'll all work out. Maybe you can have the love, the career, the happy home, the good health. Maybe you can. You know, I like to think we all can. If I didn't think we couldn't, what would be the point, right? All right. Elephant, direction. Root chakra, card 7. Place your feet firmly on the ground and connect with the earth element. New clarity manifests as you get out of your head and into your body. Aw. All right, now let's get some angel numbers. Libra, new moon, Scorpio. Oh my goodness, this couldn't have been, I couldn't have even planned this. 555, Libra, a sign of transformation. That is what I have for you. It says expect the unexpected. And that doesn't have to be bad, right? That could be expect the unexpected. Maybe you've gone through all this stuff to prepare you for something wonderful coming in. And you're going to know exactly how to appreciate it because of all that you've gone through up until now. That's what I have for you. I hope this reading helped. You know how to show support. Take care.